What's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So my classmates and I decided that we are going to review the short story Mayday EU, written by Nick Joaquin. In this video, we are going to give our own opinions and of course, we're going to criticize the short story. With that being said, feel free to disagree with us and make your own conclusions. Now, let us proceed to review Mayday EU.
Before we get into the review part of this video, let me first tell you about the background of the author and book. So, Mayday Eve was written by Nick Joaquin way back in 1947. And also, it states here that Nick Joaquin already has a title in the industry of literature as National Artist of the Philippines, whose works contributed to a lot of the Philippine literature using the English language. Furthermore, Mayday Eve was truly a classic and one of the most notable works of art due to its use of the theme magic realism and the message it sends to the readers. So that's it for the background. Now let's move on to the summary.
So Mayday Eve was about the bitter marriage of Doña Agueda and Don Badoy. As years have passed and the first evening of May came, Doña Agueda saw her daughter chanting, "Mirror, mirror, show me to him, whose woman I will be." In the middle of the night, by that, memories of her youth came back. She recalled how she met Don Badoy and how they fell in love with each other. That's how Don Badoy and Don Agueda got married. However, as Doña Agueda told her daughter what she saw in the mirror as she chanted those words, she saw Don Badoy, on which she described as the devil. When Don Badoy knew that he was described as the devil by her wife, he told his grandson that every time he looked in the mirror, he saw a devil. The devil that he meant was her wife, Doña Agueda. It only shows that they were not able to fix their marriage because their love was only decided by fate and nothing more.
By dissecting the elements of the story, one could identify the plot, theme, setting, and characters of the story. Firstly, the story begins with a flashback of Mayday Eve in Intramuros, Manila, the year 1847. There was a party held at one of the houses of the young men from Europe. The party ended at midnight and the girls went to sleep. But Anastasia, who was a maga, started to tell legends to the girls. She said that if you look at a mirror and chant an incantation, you will see the face of the person who you will marry. Agueda decided to try it, but Anastasia warned her that she may see the devil. After that, the story flashes forward to where Agueda was telling her daughter that she saw the devil with a mustache and scar like her husband. The story again flashes back to the scene where Agueda faced Don Badoy. They had a misunderstanding. Agueda walked away. However, Don Badoy found himself in love. The story shifts to Don Badoy seeing his grandson Voltaire in front of the mirror, where he and Agueda met. Don Badoy told Voltaire that he saw a witch in the mirror. He described the witch as the most beautiful woman he ever saw. Then Don Badoy reminisced his time with Agueda, even though their marriage was unsuccessful. He then realized that he loved Agueda, but it was too late since Agueda died many years ago. Therefore, the type of plot is episodic. It is a type of plot in which various pieces of the story are connected to create a narrative. The story may not be in chronological order. The main characters of the story are Doña Agueda, Don Badoy, Voltaire, Anastasia, while the supporting characters are the girls who are with Agueda and the young men from Europe. Doña Agueda is a flat character while Don Badoy is a round character. Voltaire and Anastasia are static characters while the supporting characters are stock characters. Thirdly, the type of setting in the story is setting as place, wherein the physical environment where the story takes place is in Intramuros, Manila. Lastly, the theme of the story is life is full of regret, for we realize what we have when it is gone.
The message of the story is considered to be that marriage should only be the result of love. The message applies to real life, especially in today's time, because a lot of couples rush into a marriage that is based solely on initial passion for each other, and when the passion dies, they become bitter and their marriage sours. Secondly, it can also be said that Badoy could not undo what he had done. He could not accept what he had done to Doña Agueda, a miserable life. He could not accept that he takes advantage of the superstition In line with this, I can say that faith is something you can't rely on. Whether you ingest it or not, it is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped.
Overall, the story of Quinn is considered to be that marriage should only be the result of love. The story mainly demonstrates how love is very different from lust, and it takes a certain level of maturity to differentiate between the two. Quinn could be suggesting that an individual must be acquainted with a number of partners before they can recognize love from lust. Alternatively, they may be portraying that marriage is an issue to be seriously thought through before it takes place, and communication between a wife and husband is vital to the success of such a union.
Therefore, we conclude that love is a matter of taking your time to love your significant other and clearly set your intentions for loving them. A love similar to Don Badoy and Don Agueda is an example of a rush and unintentional love, for it was merely done through superstition and faith, which at the end quickly turned into regret. In reality, one must love another by seeing his or her character and virtue. In that way, we'll be able to love each other rightly and regret-free. Let us always keep in mind the beauty of time and purpose in loving one another, for knowing it will bring a fruitful and everlasting relationship.
So that was it, guys. We hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please leave a like down below.
And that's our review about the May Day Eve.
So like and subscribe to MADRILENO.
Stay tuned for more videos. But until then, peace out!